So as an American living here in the Netherlands, there are just so many phrases and things that are said in America that are just not said here. As a matter of fact, it's not just here, but just Europe in general. There are some things that just don't need to be said. Now look, these are just a few things that I've noticed are not really said here, or I've just never heard here. But I am open to being wrong, because look, it happens. So look, if I am wrong, just pull up in the comments letting me know if I'm wrong or not, and also let me know if I've missed anything, because I'm sure there's a bunch of them. So let me know in the comments below after you hit that subscribe button. Okay, now before we get into the first one, I do have to show this, because a lot of people in the last video said they never seen these parties at these grocery stores. So thank goodness I knew I recorded one. So look, boom, there you go right there. What is that? Pimpin'. That are pouring up bottles at Albert Heijn. Legit club vibes. Like, look, you can see the glasses in the back. Like, girls are like all pouring their glasses up in the air. So yeah, man, I'm shocked that a lot of people in the comments are like, nah, I never seen it. Nah, I'm telling y'all. And it wasn't even like it was in Amsterdam. This was in Harlem. Like in one of the neighborhood Albert Heijns, not even in the center. But anyway, man, one of the first one that's like very uniquely American, and you don't hear like a lot, like not in Asia, also as well as not in Europe, is how are you? Because basically in the States, Americans say how are you when they're basically just saying hi. They ain't really trying to find out how you are. And this is the truth, man. Unfortunately, it's basically a really nice way of just saying hi and then bye. Now, not all Americans are like this, because I'm gonna be real, I am a bit different because I like to talk to people. So when I'm asking how people are, I literally mean like, how you doing? What's going on? What's new? I even do it a lot here too as well. I'm like, who hot hat? And then bam, we go into the conversations and they telling me what they up to, what they did last weekend, which then usually leads to some kind of like light friendship of like the introduction of the friendship basically. So for me, it is a great way to get to know people and make friends and also practice my Dutch. But when it comes to everywhere I've traveled to, like in Asia as well as in Europe, it seems like when you're saying how are you, you are genuinely trying to make a conversation. You're asking how the person is. If not, you're just saying hi or you're saying bye. Something super simple. You're not asking how are you as a substitute for hi. And man, to be honest, I actually understand this. I completely understand it, because it's a bit weird to ask someone how they're doing and then just leave. Like, how you doing? Good. And then just leave. Versus almost everywhere else in the world, if you say this, it's followed up with a conversation of how the person is actually doing. Here in the Netherlands, what I hear a lot is hoi or middag, goedemiddag, which is good day, or morgen. Now, like, I hear those all the time. I never hear goed gaat het unless we are planning on talking. Something else that you don't hear a lot, and actually I've never heard this say, or I don't even know if there's a Dutch way of saying this, or actually I don't even think in Europe either, or in Asia, but I never heard anyone say they'll take a rain check. Like, rain check, that's something that Americans say a lot. And I can kind of understand why I haven't really heard a phrase like this before, or it's rare if you'll hear something like this even in Dutch or in German or in French. But basically, Americans use this term or this phrase, can I take a rain check, in a sense of like, a lot of times, and I'm not even joking, a lot of times two people have a plan together and then one person can't make it, so then they'll say, oh, I can't make it, can I take a rain check? After they've already agreed, there's been days like leading up to this whole thing. Asking to take a rain check means that they can't make it, even though it was already planned. And now sometimes the case can be where it's on the spot, where someone will just ask somebody, hey, you want to come over here? And then the person say, oh, you know what, maybe next time I'll take a rain check. Like, that happens every now and then, but most of the times it's when two people have already planned something, they put it on their schedule, and one person then bails like last minute. Like, that's pretty much how it's used. Which is probably why you don't hear it a lot here in the Netherlands, or yeah, a lot of other places, because usually people, especially the Dutch be on it. Usually when you make a plan, it's in the books. Like, there is no going back. Because people take their time very seriously. And to me, that is not a bad thing. It's okay to respect somebody else's time. If you're gonna agree to do something, then just agree to do it to unless something comes up. But I'm not gonna lie, in the States, bailing that's a part of the culture almost, because people will bail even though they ain't got nothing else to do. They knew that they had something to do and they'll still bail. And then the worst part about it is they'll do it super last minute, like on the day. Like they'll just, you know what, sorry, I can't make it. And I do have to ask because I don't know everything. I just never heard people say this phrase here in the Netherlands, as well as when I travel. I've never really, a lot of people don't use this phrase. So let me know if I'm wrong. I mean, look, I'm open to being wrong. Y'all know this. So let me know. And now, if you couldn't tell, I am in Rotterdam today, only because there's a camera store that I really like over here, and I needed a battery. They had it. So I decided to come over here to the port side because I don't go over here a lot anymore. I used to, but yeah, I don't. It's actually really nice coming over here too as well on this side, because cube houses are right over there where we started. And yeah, this is it's nice out. The sun is out a little bit. You see these 3 buildings right here? These 3? Those 3 buildings are apartments. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're apartments. They light up at night. Like, I think it's like red, yellow, and green or something like that. Really so. It's like for real. Like very, very pretty at night. Matter of fact, I think I have a video. Actually, I'm gonna pop it up there from a few years ago. And now another phrase that I hear a lot, and I heard it all the time when I was in the States, and I hear it a lot when I'm talking to my American friends on the phone. But that phrase is be safe. And now in the States, this phrase is extremely common. Basically, you're talking on the phone with someone, you get off the phone with them, the last thing that person will say was, be safe, or you would say that to them. Same for when you're just walking home, you're finished hanging out or something, you'll hear, be safe. And this is something that I feel is not very common here. I don't hear it a lot from adults talking to each other. I do hear it with kids, like, oh, careful, or can I help? Something like that. And same with my friends in Asia. They don't, when I talk to them on the phone too as well, or when I go visit or something like that, that's not a term that's used there either. And to me, this makes sense in the sense of, in the States, it's used that much. I mean, like in every conversation, every time you're leaving, instead of saying bye, you say bye and be safe. That's so common because of the safety issue that's in the States. And you know what, matter of fact, it almost feels rude if you don't say it to someone or they say it to you and you don't say it back. That's what it almost feels like in the States. Whoa, quick side note, these places are nice. Holy cow. These are, dang. Oh, dang, these are nice. Look at these. Yeah, I got some nice cars over here too. Look at that Porsche. Man, I might need to move over here. Nah, I'm just kidding. Some of these look like businesses though. It looks like houses and businesses. Yeah, but it's nice. And now something else that's not commonly used a lot, and it has gotten me some looks, is when I ask to use the restroom somewhere. Like, no one says that. And look, low-key, high-key, it did take me a minute to catch on the signs of like, and these looks of like, restroom, what? Restroom? Because yeah, man, no one says restroom. Everyone says toilet. Matter of fact, when I was thinking about it, I was like, yeah, it is a toilet. Why do we call it a restroom? This is everything but a restroom. This is a place where you go relieve yourself, not rest. You ain't resting. You go, get it all out, and then you leave. This is not a place to lay down and chill and rest. But in the States, apparently it is. Everyone says restroom in the States versus in Europe and Asia, it's toilet. Which makes perfect sense because that's where you're going. You're going to the toilet. Even when we talk to our kids when we're younger, we call it potty in the States. A potty is where you go to the, potty. So as an adult, why do we call it restroom? Another one would have to be tipping. I mean, nothing is really talked about when it comes to tipping. Like, a lot of people don't even say tip. Like, I'm not even joking. No one says tipping here because in Europe and in a lot of places in Asia, you don't need to tip. Like, I'm just keeping it real. Like, you just literally just round up or just give whatever you think is deserved. But no one's discussing tip. No one's discussing like, should I tip at the, like, this is a huge discussion when you go out to the States. Like, oh, how much should we tip? Oh, no, like, won't have none of that. Like, tipping is out of the vocabulary here. I mean, it is, but it's also not used a lot here in the Netherlands and in Europe. As a matter of fact, the main reason it's even used in the States is the business doesn't pay a livable wage. Like, they're paying like, I don't even know what it is now, but they're getting like, I know it's something really low, and then the employee basically relies on tips for their income. Basically their whole shift is basically relied upon tips, versus here it's not really like that. Now I ain't saying they ballin', but they get a decent wage here. I mean, let me know in the comments if you know how much people make here, but yeah, it's nowhere near as low as in the States. And what's crazy is people here still tip. Like, to be honest, if I'm ordering food, I'm most likely tipping. Like most of the time, I'm tipping something just because out of habit, out of like just them serving it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just a gesture. In the States, tipping is just, I mean, tipping's got out of control in the States. I don't know what they doing over there. Ever since the vid hit, it's kind of gotten out of control. Everybody's been taking advantage of like tipping like in the States. Like it is wild to me. And now on that note, y'all want to get down this cookie? Y'all know I got you. Let me cover my eyeball. There we go. Go ahead. Look at that cookie. Ooh, that cookie look yummy. Oh, side note, that was a good cappuccino. I didn't say it when I got it, but yeah, it was good. Solid cappuccino. But also, though, I will say, another thing that I noticed that, like, a lot of people in Europe don't really talk about is, like, celebrity culture. Like, they don't really care about that stuff. And that's a bit mind-blowing, because I just never, ever hear anybody talking about these things or care about these things that much. I could be totally wrong on this, but it is totally true. I have not heard anyone just talk about just celebrities like that. Like not like in the States. It's not the same. So it's interesting to me that no one talks about these things, not even in Dutch. Like, also, side note, I don't know where I'm going. Like I got like 10 minutes before the train, and I'm trying to buy some time. But let me know though, for real. Do people in Europe like have that same kind of celebrity worship? I would say I don't see it here in the Netherlands. Here the values are different, so yeah, I could totally understand why it's not the same here. And I'm being dead serious too. I mean, seriously, like worshiping other people, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a bit off to me. Like, people you don't even know. I mean, don't get me wrong, these people are cool, these actors and these athletes, all that stuff. I like them too, but yeah, I don't worship them. Not like no, man. But it's like in the States, it's like something that we talk about often, and we also talk about their life often and all this other stuff. And it's just like it has nothing to do with us. Like, it doesn't affect us at all what these people are doing in their lives, and yet we worship these people. But yeah, I would love to know if I'm wrong about this, because I could be. Maybe I'm just not around it, or I just don't see it because maybe I'm working all the time or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's not something that me and my friends and people that I meet, it's not something that we talk about. Like, we don't talk about, hey, have you heard blank's getting married to blank? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and something else that I noticed that people don't talk about here is gun control. And that makes sense too, because yeah, the laws are pretty solid here. So it makes sense. We don't really need to talk about that stuff here. Versus like in the States, it is in a lot of conversations, man. Like a lot of them. This is like something that is causing huge problems in the States, and everybody wants something to be done about it, but yeah, nothing's being done about it. Which is kind of a shame, because I think that if that was an issue, a lot of people wouldn't talk about it. I'm just super saying. Oh man, not for nothing, man. Rotterdam is cool at night, man. I'm not even gonna lie. It is. I haven't been here in so long in the evening. Man, it's nice, man. Woo! And the weather's nice. It's colder in Haarlem, I feel like. It is cold in Haarlem. Here, it's like perfect weather.